Washed Up Sports Podcast.
Washed Up Sports Podcast.
The Washed Up Sports Podcast. What's going on? What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on, guys?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a Washed Up Sports Podcast. This is episode 28. My name is Evan Klein, and I'm glad to be joined alongside my co-host, Max Lindley.
What's going on? We are back. They didn't think we would be, but we're back.
It's true that.
True that.
They counted us out.
They counted us out.
But we're back.
We're back.
Today's episode is brought to you by The Daily Scoop, by the way.
Great people over at The Daily Scoop.
The Daily Scoop's the premier dog walking and pet sitting service in Bergen County, located in Glen Rock. The Daily Scoop provides service not only to Glen Rock, but to several surrounding towns as well. They ensure that you are getting the best possible care for your pets while you cannot be with them. From the simple dog walk to daycare, at The Daily Scoop, they have you covered. And if you need to leave town to visit your family for the weekend, have no fear. The Daily Scoop offers pet sitting services as well. Inquire for more at www.thedailyscoop.com. The scoop with the K at www.thedailyscoop.com. Here's Max with the Instagram.
Daily Scoop, LLC, Scoop with a K. Check them out.
Fire.
Alrighty.
So episode 28. Can't believe we're here. But last week we put on our charity golf event that we hyped up so much.
No podcast last week.
So
Back
it was awesome.
this week.
Yeah, it's been a hectic summer, and we still have a lot of stuff going on.
It's only going to get more hectic.
So it's going to be drops for podcasts. There's going to be a few more weeks off, so it'll be a little inconsistent, but stay with us.
Stay tuned to the Instagram and Twitter for updates for that. We got me over on the Instagram. I'm posting. Ev's got the Twitter. He's posting all that shit. So stay tuned there for all updates.
You might want to follow on TikTok as well.
Yep. But stay tuned everywhere. We'll keep you updated on when podcasts are dropping, but always going to be on YouTube before
YouTube
audio.
Shorts.
YouTube Shorts, been on that game.
Yeah.
A lot of
We're out
content. But be sure to stay tuned for all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, so thanks to everyone who contributed to the golf tournament. Amazing event.
Oh, it was so much fun. If you haven't yet, go check out our little documentary video we put up that dropped Wednesday, 7 p.m. That's on our YouTube channel.
Check out that documentary film.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Kate Casey. Filmed the whole thing.
Yeah, she was great.
True saint there.
Yeah.
Shout out everybody who played.
Yeah.
Anybody who donated. Appreciate you all. Ended up donating just under $1,000 to the MHA&J. If you want to donate, go to mhanj.org/donate/, and you could donate there. Really important cause and close to home as well. So we're happy to do that, and it went so well.
Right. Max, you like my Daily Scoop t-shirt?
I love it. Oh, yeah. It looks great.
Repping the brand.
I need one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get you one.
Awesome. Yeah, I couldn't go on any further without bragging. My team actually won the tournament. Shout out Lucas Hill. Shout out Justin Duenas. They carried. Not me. But I played all right. It was a ton of fun. We can't wait for next year.
Yeah, it was so fun. Beautiful course as well.
Oh, yeah. Crystal Springs, just great course.
Yeah.
Great course. Great people.
Absolute dessert of a course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
So
but we're going to be back at it next year for the second annual. So if
Hell
anybody
yeah.
wants to join, we're going to open it up way more next year.
Run that back.
Run that back.
Alrighty, so Julio Jones. Whew. The saga continues.
Yeah, we reacted to Shannon Sharp last week, and
now we got to the Titans.
Yeah,
it's official.
AJ Brown hyped. That offense is going to be lethal.
Yeah,
with Ryan Tannehill back there. You don't like Tannehill?
No, just
thinking
about Derrick Henry with Julio Jones.
Oh yeah, Derrick Henry, Julio Jones,
so
AJ Brown. They're going to be good. And all they got to do is get that defense
together.
They
have such a good offensive line,
and they have a formidable team.
Really good offensive line, too.
Yeah, Taylor Lewan, he's a beast.
Yeah.
They got some good guys over there.
Our fellow podcaster, Taylor Lewan.
Oh, yeah. Fuck Barstool Sports, though.
Yeah.
Titans are looking good. All they have to do is get that defense together. They got some good players back there. Malcolm Butler. Who else is back there? Logan Ryan. They got a formidable defense. Hopefully they can put it all together this year.
So my question for you is, what's the ceiling for the Titans? What do you think they're...
I mean, they made it to the AFC Championship without Julio Jones.
12-5?
I say they have a shot at the Super Bowl.
12-5 regular season? How does that sound? Better? Worse?
Better. I think they could go 12-5, 13-4.
Okay.
I could definitely see it.
Yeah. What about the Falcons? What does this mean for them?
They suck. They're trash, man.
Yeah.
They need to.
Kyle Pitts is better have himself a hell of a season.
Yeah,
man. He's gonna
it's
catch
just him.
every ball.
He's gonna catch every single
Him and
fucking ball.
Calvin
He's
are gonna light it up.
Yeah, man.
If you're a fantasy owner, look for Pitts and Calvin Ridley.
We said that during the podcast too.
Yeah.
Look for Pitts wherever he gets drafted.
Yeah. No doubt. So yeah, I mean, look out for the Titans. They're coming.
They are
Tighten up.
coming in hot.
That's what they say. Right?
Tighten up.
Tighten
yeah.
up. Yeah. So moving over to the rink.
The rank.
Bruins Islanders series. Max, want to break that down for us a little bit? We have
Well, by the time this releases,
Right.
hopefully they'll be going to Game 7.
for your sake.
Currently, it's Wednesday. We're not recording on a Tuesday for once. And we're about 2 hours out from Game 6 in New York. So hopefully by the time this episode comes out, the Bruins are heading to Game 7 back in Boston. But it's been an interesting series. It's been a very interesting series. I don't know. I didn't like the way the officiating was handled in the past couple games, and I think it was just kind of bullshit where Bruce Cassidy gets fined $25,000 for what he said about the officiating, and then they actually rehaul the whole entire. They do an overhaul with the whole entire officiating crew from the night before. Like, what the fuck is that, NHL?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at
Interesting
right
scene.
now. Hopefully my joys will be up tomorrow after they hopefully beat the Islanders and they're heading to Game 7. But Islanders are playing well. Can't take that away for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they got something going. Bruins have something going. So that's been a great series.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited to see where
It's
that
been back
goes.
and forth the whole time.
Matt Barzal is just a beast.
Yeah.
Such a beast.
Yeah.
He carries the team on his back.
Yeah. They haven't produced as much besides him.
Yeah.
He's been their main scorer. So if the Bruins can shut down Barzal, they have a shot at winning the
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
so
live through him and they die through him, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But they do have some other weapons.
Yeah,
for
they
sure.
have some other weapons. Zizekas is pretty good,
yeah.
but yeah, I think if the Bruins shut down Barzal, they have a shot at winning. And they got to sneak some past Varlamov, but that's it.
Yeah. So Lightning eliminate the Hurricanes 4-1 pretty easily. I mean, don't forget about the champs.
Yeah, don't forget about the Tampa Bay Lightning who cheat.
I just feel like for some reason they're being like somewhat like a little slept on for some reason, even though like they're the defending champs. Like I feel like they could do something.
Yeah, well,
There's just so many good teams this year.
Yeah, I like illegal cap circumvention.
All right, but I'm talking about from a strictly hockey standpoint.
This is a strictly hockey standpoint. It's part of the game. They're cheating.
Okay, Max, but in terms of what we've seen on the ice,
What we've seen on the ice is not fair. I'm not moving past this. I don't respect what the Lightning are doing, and I don't credit them to anything they've done. They're over the salary cap. They're circumventing the salary cap illegally. It's not fair, and the NHL should step up. And I know a lot of fans feel like this.
Yeah, I mean, I just think from what I've seen from them, though, they're playing great hockey, and
Of course they are, because they
took care
have
of a great team.
because they're paying way more than they should be to their roster through illegal cap circumvention. They have extra
Alrighty.
players who are good because of how they're paying them.
Alrighty.
I don't like it one bit.
I mean, yeah, I don't blame you, but I'm just talking about strictly like what I've seen.
Yes,
on
they're
ice.
good.
Yeah.
I
They
just
look
don't
great.
like how they're good because
Fair.
it's not right. That's where I stand on that. But Hurricanes looked good for a couple games. Honestly, they looked like they were in it.
Yeah, I mean they're a good team,
They are. Yeah.
but and then the other series that I'm interested in is Vegas and Colorado. That's been crazy.
Yeah. Originally, we thought Colorado was going to take that whole series because they won that first game. What, like 9-1?
Was that it?
Yeah, it was high scoring, 9-2, like it was high scoring. They smoked them, and then Vegas has crawled their way back to go up 3-2. So,
Gonna
I
be
don't know,
fun.
Anybody's series.
Yeah,
right
it's gonna be
now,
fun.
You know.
I hope my boy Max Pacioretty does something.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, Pacioretty's good.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
awesome.
We'll have to see on that, but we'll keep you guys updated. I
Yeah.
think we'll be back next week, so we'll have to keep you guys updated. On
Absolutely. We're about to get into an interview with Sarah Griffin, who writes about baseball and is just huge into baseball, knows so much. She was just so great to talk to.
Yeah, writer for the Pitcherslist, huge Red Sox fan. So what no better time to get her on the pod than when the Red Sox just smoke the Yankees. So
Oh, yeah.
always
yeah.
love to see that. Always love to see that dirty water.
In today's Episodes brought to you by Advanced Office Furniture. Since 2003, Advanced Office Furniture has been providing the New York metro area with the highest quality custom furniture. All of their furniture is produced in their state-of-the-art manufacturing facility here in New Jersey and never outsourced. Your business is unique, so why don't you choose to furnish it with specialty furniture that is built to last? With high-quality, customized solutions, no matter what your needs are, Advanced Office Furniture will surely exceed your standards. Now doing work for kitchens, storefronts, they even did our podcast studio. Really, anything you need, they've got you covered. Advanced Office Furniture brings creativity and originality. You know it's hard to find people these days that work to ensure satisfaction, and they truly do. Check them out and inquire for more at www.advancedofficefurniture.com. That's www.advancedofficefurniture.com. All right, to the interview. We are now happy to be joined by Sarah Griffin. Sarah, thanks so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So you're currently writing for Pitcherslist.com. For those who don't know, what is Pitcherslist.com? Can you give us a breakdown of that?
So Pitcherlist is basically, it's a big baseball journalism website. It started off just as like pitching gifts, and the two guys that run it now, it's Nick Polak and Alex Fast. They kind of just would break down like pitch by pitch, like for each different MLB player. And now it's just kind of grown to this big community, like big following. Like Alex Fast actually has been on a few ESPN like Sunday Night Baseball stuff. And so I write for the Across the Seams website, like section of the website, and it's more like less like nitty gritty stats and more just like bigger storyline type things. So I've done things about, most recently I did one about the Woo Sox. I've done one on like John Means' story, you know, just stuff like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was in a clubhouse room with Alex Fast one time, and I followed like a lot of his work with CSW and stuff like that. So he's awesome.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. He's really cool.
He's so cool.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure that's such a cool thing. So for you, where did your love for baseball originally come? The Red Sox specifically, you know, tell me a little bit about your story when it comes to, you know, where your baseball love comes from.
Yeah, so obviously growing up in New England, my team was always the Red Sox, like everyone else. And my parents are really big baseball fans. When I was born, they still had their season tickets. They had their season tickets actually up until 2004, which is unfortunate for them. But so I just kind of grew up always watching the games. And then once we moved, because we used to live close to the Boston, then once we moved, we lived like 15 minutes from the Paw Sox, which is so much cheaper to go to than Red Sox games. So we would go to those games all in the summer. And I think over time, I was just kind of grew my own personal love for the game. And I kind of refound it in college when I was like, all right, I kind of want to make a career out of this.
Gotcha. Yeah. So as you said, in college, you went to Bridgewater State. So was it there that that's where you really figured out you wanted to get into journalism, sports? Was that kind of where you found all that?
Yeah, for sure. I originally went there actually for history and secondary education because I wanted to be a high school history teacher. And then by like senior year, because I had already started my own like sports blog, just kind of like writing whenever, like not really looking for anyone to see it, just sharing it now and then to see if anyone had a reaction to it. But as like time went on, and it was actually during that 2018 season, I started to see it like pick up a little bit. I'm like, oh, well, like maybe this is something I can make a career out of. It definitely is where my passion was the whole time. So I was like, I guess we'll give it a try. And I dropped education, picked up the communications major, actually.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that's so cool. So, you know, you with the Red Sox, I was really excited to have you on today because I'm a big Red Sox fan myself. We're based out of New Jersey, so my dad's from up there though, so I'm a huge Red Sox fan. I even broke out, you probably can't see it, but my Verdugo autographed hat today, so I had
that's a Verdugo autograph.
Yeah, I met him at Citi Field earlier this year. When they came to play the Mets, I got to meet him after the game, so that was really cool. He's my favorite right now, so that was pretty cool. Yeah. So speaking of like podcasts and stuff, you do a couple podcasts yourself. Pod on Lansdowne is one of them, and then the First Pitch podcast. Can you tell me a little bit about those and what you do with them?
Yeah, so Pod on Lansdowne, now it's a lot. I'm not sure if you see him on Twitter, Fitzy. I think his username is literally Fitzy Mopania. And so it was a couple years ago. It was him and our friend Tim were like, let's just start our own podcast, whatever, just like see what happens. And especially last year during COVID, we were making a lot of episodes because we were kind of bored. And it's funny because there's no baseball to be watched during a majority of the time we were doing that. But we would just like pick the most random, like obscure, like old Red Sox topics from like random teams and just kind of like delve into that for an hour. And it was fun. And then most recently, I went on that First Pitch podcast and it was fun, honestly. I feel like I've been on a few now. I just kind of like going on and really talking to anyone about baseball.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like everyone has so many different like perspectives and like different ways to approach it. So it's always been fun.
Totally, yeah. So I want to talk to you a little bit about like Twitter and social media presence. So you're around like 17,000 followers on Twitter. So where did that following and the growth on Twitter, where did that come from?
It was really weird. It was, again, that 2018 Red Sox season. So I had been like just live tweeting Red Sox games probably since like high school. And I had like 200, like 500 followers, like teetering between that, like all throughout college. And no one was really paying attention to them. And then like 2018, all of a sudden, again, I was still just doing the same thing I was always doing, just like live tweeting every game because I was watching every game anyways. And I don't know if it's because they had such a good team that it started like to pick up pace a little bit. And like all of a sudden, I didn't even know there was like Red Sox Twitter existed, to be honest, until then.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, like there's people that are just like me that are tweeting like this too. Like I'm not this crazy person. It's as time went on, I like started to get this following of people where I'm like, oh wow, I'm not the crazy person. There's plenty of crazy baseball fans out there. I just didn't know they existed.
Exactly. Yeah. I do keep up with like Red Sox Twitter a little bit, but I'm in a few fan groups on Facebook,
Uh-huh.
and the like toxicity level is just like
Oh my
nuts.
God.
People every
Facebook
like
awful.
it's like every loss, it's like the world is falling apart, and there's like everything's wrong. Nobody can hit, nobody can pitch. Fire Alex Cora. It's like, oh, it's just insane. It's like,
It's always the end of the world. That's the same thing with like Bruin. I'm on a lot of Bruins Facebook groups.
mhm,
It's so terrible. I can't even go on. I don't even know I'm still in them. I think
right.
just for kind
That's
of
how I
entertainment
feel.
at this point.
It's like fair weather fans, and there's this joke going on in one of the groups that like some of the people, we think they're secretly Yankee fans because of how like the way like the negativity that they share about the Red Sox. We think they're like Yankee fans who tried to infiltrate the group and just shit on the Red Sox.
Right? There's like people like that on Red Sox Twitter too. I'm like, I've never seen someone like this group of people that say they're fans of team that hate the team so much
I
and want
know.
to see them do bad. Like that sounds miserable. Why are you watching?
Yeah, no, I like Red Sox Twitter a lot. I like Red Sox stats. I think he's awesome.
Oh,
Uh
he's the best.
Yeah, he's like crazy. I remember he had this like pinned tweet for years that since like 2018, he was like, if they re-sign this guy, and this guy, then the Red Sox will win the 2018 World Series. And then they
I
did it.
remember that.
That was the craziest. And then obviously the Section 10 guys, everybody loves them. They're huge on
Oh
Twitter.
yeah, they're
So
hilarious.
yeah, I love them too. So, but yeah, no, Twitter's awesome. And like the baseball presence on social media is crazy. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about your experience being a woman in sports. So tell me a little bit about your experience in the field and, some challenges maybe you've had to overcome in the sports industry.
Yeah, so starting out like everyone else, I was like, okay, you know that feeling like when you're like, oh God, like I'm behind the game. Like people have been doing this stuff since like high school, like getting all these internships, like trying all this stuff. I'm like, all right, it's like my senior year of college. So I was just kind of like taking on any internship or like writing opportunity I could get at that point. And so the first like big thing I took on was a basketball league internship, which I'm not a basketball fan.
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting, but also didn't help. It wasn't a supportive group of people. And I'm like, I don't know if it's just because they like knew that I wasn't into basketball or whatever, but I'm just like, I have this like feeling that these people don't really want to see me succeed, like that type of thing. So I'm kind of glad I had that experience like firsthand, like to start off, because I was like, all right, I know what I should expect, like who's going to support me, like that type of stuff. So from then on, I feel like a lot of it has been just networking with other women in sports, which I found a lot of them through like Twitter and stuff. You know, you get connected with them, and it's people that are like have like these huge jobs, or people that were just like me, like just starting out,
Right.
and you kind of have to help each other out a lot. But that's how like a lot of the opportunities I've gotten. I feel like being a women in sports, like you have to be able to like have like other women's sports to like lean on and like help you navigate your way.
I like that. I like that a lot. So, like, if you had to give advice to a younger girl who's trying to get involved in the sports industry, what would you say?
I would say don't let anyone discourage you. Definitely, if there's someone that you like look up to, or someone that you think is on the same like wavelength as you, like reach out to them, like connect with them, because I'm telling you, they'll either have advice for you or they'll make you feel better about your situation. And really just trust your instincts about like if something like is going to be a good situation or not, because there is some people like I feel like for men and women in sports, especially like younger people, you like never know like what like some people's true intentions are sometimes. So just definitely like stick to your gut and like listen to what you think is right.
Absolutely. I like that. So, out of your time covering Major League Baseball, covering the Red Sox, and all of that, what's been your favorite part so far? What about it do you love the most?
Hmm.
We're asking the tough questions here today.
I know, that's a good question. Honestly, I think my favorite part has been all the people I've like met through it, because like I said, like before, even before like 2018, I'm like, oh, I kind of feel like all my friends, like they're not really interested in this type of stuff. I feel like I've made so many friends now that are like close to me. Like it's not like it's just some people I'm like, oh, they're like an acquaintance or like a work friend, something like that. Like I've met people that are like so similar to me and like share kind of the same like values, and I'm like, and we both are all crazy about sports, so
Yeah.
it works
Yeah.
out.
That's awesome. So I kind of wanted to also just like while I had the chance, so you know, get into some Red Sox talk with you because, I couldn't help myself. So
Of course.
so like how have you felt so far about the season? Who have you been impressed by, not so impressed by? I know I'm really happy with how the season started so far.
Mhm. Yeah, so I like wrote an article for Pitcherlist. I think it's for a fantasy breakdown type
I saw
thing.
I saw that one.
Yeah, back in January, and I got some heat for it because originally I actually edited out because people were like, "Nope, that's not what happened." I was like, "Oh, like if the cards all align, like they could contend for a wild card spot." And I was like, "That's not going to happen. Like you're being a homer." Like when I was like, "All right, I'm going to take this out because I can't really."
Wait, people
But
were
now,
mad that you thought that the Red Sox were going to make the playoffs.
yeah, exactly.
That's
So,
ridiculous.
but now I'm like, granted, this was before like the Andrew Benintendi trade. It was before they traded for Ottavino. And I think I published it right as they got Kike and Garrett Richards. And I think also a funny part of that one is I have like Garrett Whitlock in there as like kind of a footnote. Just like,
Okay,
oh,
nobody
they also
thought
got this
Garrett
guy.
Whitlock
And
was
like,
going to be good. Like nobody thought he was going to be
no,
good.
I go back and look at that article, and I think I have like 2 sentences about him, and I'm just like, yeah, maybe it'll work out. I don't know,
No,
because there really wasn't much on him.
yeah, no, he was because he didn't pitch like at all with the Yankees really, and like I really liked
No.
I really liked your analysis on a lot of the guys. I read through it. I loved the Phillips Valdez analysis because I love him. So I was like, I liked that.
Oh my god, he's my favorite.
Yeah, that was great analysis. I really liked that because that was such like a low key pickup that nobody really paid attention to. So I thought that was like you were
Right?
spot
Because I'm like,
on.
I don't know if it's because yeah, like I'm like, I don't know if it's because no one was paying attention really in 2020. Like only a few people are like actually like watching every single game. But I'm
Right.
like, wow, no one's talking about this guy. Like he was a sneaky good pickup, and now finally this year he's getting some recognition. He's been good this year too.
Yeah, no, he has a really good sinker, and I think he's like, especially for a team that like obviously the Red Sox, the thing that people criticize about them the most is their pitching and their bullpen. I think he's a huge piece for us.
Yeah, honestly, that's one of the parts I actually like about this year. I'm like, our bullpen's pretty, because the bullpen's been pretty bad the last few years.
Of
Even
course,
in
yeah.
2018, like I was kind of like, and it just got worse and worse. I'm pretty comfortable with it at this point.
Right.
Like, there's certain off days where some guys have like the day off and stuff, and it's a little ugly because you don't really know who's gonna go out there.
Right.
But like Matt Barnes has probably been my favorite this year so
Oh,
far.
yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, the knuckle curve
it's
is crazy.
And I'm like, yeah, because I'm like, I've always been a fan of him, but it's almost like he's a new pitcher.
Yeah, I was listening. So that when they over the weekend when they were playing the Phillies, I was listening to the Fox broadcast, and they were kind of saying that this was like he every year he would come in and he would be like, "Oh, I just want to do whatever's going to help the team." But he came in this year and was like, "I'm the closer. I'm going to be the closer this year." So I think
Yeah.
that like that completely changed what he was doing. So yeah, so like obviously the Red Sox have a top lineup in the league. You know, nobody doubted that, you know, they can hit. Um, but like obviously people doubt the pitching. Like what is your feeling been? Do you think this pitching rotation, especially, you know, once Sale comes back, what do you think that like down the stretch things are going to look like?
Right now, I feel like people again always have that like crazy like initial reaction. Like I have to like put in perspective. I'm like, okay, it's
162
still
games.
yeah. I think especially lately now with Erod, his last 3 or 4 starts have been very eh.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like he started off pretty strong for someone that was just out the whole year because of COVID. And I'm like, it's not like again last year where we don't have the pitching staff to like support like one bad start.
Right.
Like you can rely on these like Garrett Richards, Nick Pivetta. I really like Nick Pivetta
Yeah.
actually. Martin Perez has been really good this year. Evaldi's had his struggles, but he's still pretty solid. Like kind of what I was expecting from him.
Yeah.
And then again, you have the bullpen now to back it up. It's not just like these random guys that they like file in from single A at this point, just throw out, hope for the best.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You might have done the same thing, but I smiled a little recently when I saw that they DFA'd Austin Bryce.
Oh, I was waiting for that moment. Like I hate saying that because I hate being like, oh, like he's so bad. But the last game I went to, he actually came in and I like said to my sister, I was like, this is like the only person I didn't want to see pitch right now.
Yeah, I was on the train for a while where it was like DFA him and DFA Josh Taylor. Taylor's been pretty good this month, but I like he
Yeah.
gives me some like sometimes he comes in and walks like the leadoff guy, and I'm like, this is about to get really ugly really fast.
He kind of reminds me of Colton Brewer.
Yeah,
I kind of have
exactly.
the same feelings with those two.
Exactly. But yeah, no, and like especially, you know, Erod not pitching as well right now. You know, Garrett Richards obviously had a really like tough start to this season, but then kind of took everybody's criticism and just said like, shove it, I'm gonna come out here and
Oh
prove
yeah.
everyone wrong. He actually, I was at the game I was at was against the Mets where he went like 6 in like a third or something like that, and
Oh
only
my
let
God, you
up
were
one.
at that game?
Yeah, that was the game. I was at the game where Bobby hit his first home run, and like
Yeah.
that was a great game.
Yeah, that's a great game to see.
Yeah. So but yeah, so I wanted to ask a little bit something that like a lot of Red Sox people are like very invested in. So you mentioned the Benintendi trade earlier. So when it comes to Franchi Cordero, it's like obviously no secret that he's been really iffy so far, and his like strikeout numbers are appalling, and people are like demanding for him to get demoted to AAA. And then you have Jaron Duran, who's going 5 for 5 in Worcester. What are your thoughts on Cordero? I know it's still like so early, so young, but what are your thoughts on that whole debacle?
It's tough because honestly, he's the one person that when he comes up to the plate, sometimes I kind of just want to look away because it's like ugly strikeouts, like ugly at bats. But within the last few weeks, I feel like he's starting to turn the corner. Everyone that's like, oh, DFA and whatever. I'm like, just like the logistics of it, like contract wise stuff. I'm like, you can't just send him down there and like be gone with it and like
Right.
pull up someone. I'm like, if anything, maybe he could have like benefited from like maybe a week or so down there. But now I'm at the point where I'm like, it seems like he's starting to figure things out. He finally hit his first home run.
That was a shot.
Yeah, I'm like, that's what we were expecting from him. And I'm like, I think he's better off at this point, kind of just developing still up here because that's what we need from him,
Right.
Like we can't really force be like, all right, send him down. No, never want to see him again.
Right. It's just, yeah, it's been for me, it's been so hard because like I see Jaron Duran hitting like near 400 in Worcester, and I'm like, how can I not want this guy to come and play right now?
I know. I want Duran up too, but I'm like, I'm gonna give Cordero maybe another month or so.
Yeah.
just to see if he can figure it out up there. Because, like I said, it looks like he's starting to slowly but surely. And again, it's kind of frustrating because I'm like, he came in to replace Benny, who we all like was kind of unbearable to watch at the plate too for a while there at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
And now it's just kind of the same deal.
Right. Yeah, and it's like honestly, the fact Cordero's so young and he's only making $800,000 right now, so I think there's value alone in letting him get major league at bats. So,
Yeah.
so that's kind of like where I've been with that. So, just quickly as we start to wrap up down the stretch, what do you think this Red Sox team? Give me like a final record prediction. Like, do you think they're gonna surpass 90 wins?
I think they're going to surpass 90 wins. The only thing is the AL East is by far the most competitive, best
It's
division. So I'm
crazy.
like, they could come close to like, I don't know if they'll hit 100 wins, honestly, especially when I like look at like their June schedule and stuff and just their schedules as they go down the stretch. But I'm saying 96 wins.
I like that. That's a
Yeah.
good take.
I'm like, I don't know how that's good. I'm like, they could get 96 wins and still be vying for a wild card spot, considering the Rays are already right on top of us. The Yankees are like one game back. Like, it's gonna be a dogfight.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm going to the first game at Yankee Stadium on June 4th, the Red Sox Yankee game.
Oh, you are?
So I'm like so nervous for it, honestly. I'm like ready. I'm like, we need to win that one. That's gonna be such a big
Well, that's
series.
the thing. I'm like, it's so fun that the AL East is like finally like super competitive because even the Blue Jays aren't that far back. But I'm like,
Yeah,
now like every game matters and it's only May 24th.
exactly. That's where it gets crazy because like no team can afford to slump right now.
Exactly. It's so stressful. I feel like it's like a constant September baseball, just like trying to stay at the top.
Exactly. So kind of the last thing I wanted to ask you, do you maybe have a cool like Fenway Park experience, like a cool like baseball story that you could share, like something maybe you like interacted with a player, like something cool that like you experienced at the park?
Actually, I do have one. It was in 2019. It was this September, very end of September, because they were just so bad. In 2019, tickets were so cheap. So me and my sister just went on a whim, whatever. I think tickets were like $12. And we were like in the right field box, like pretty close to the field. And it ended up being that I think it was 14 inning game that set like the MLB record for most pitchers used in a game. It was against the Giants. And so by the end of the night, me and my sister are off in the right field, and they have Brock Holt come out in right field. They took out Mookie. And it just got to the point where Brock was just like chatting with us.
Oh my God.
Because he was so over it. It was like almost 2 a.m.
That's awesome.
There was barely anyone left at the park because it started to rain.
You weren't leaving. There was no way you were leaving the
I was
game
like,
early.
we've already stayed this long, like might as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they lost, but it's fine.
Sarah, it's been so great getting to talk to you on the podcast today. I really appreciate your time and appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I had a great time.
Awesome. Thanks. Welcome back from that interview. That was so fun. Awesome. Had such a great time.
Yeah. What an interview.
I
Just
love-
very insightful, just a great person.
Yeah, I love talking baseball. So that was so much fun for me just to get, talk some baseball.
Kleiner loves his baseball.
With another great baseball mind.
Yes.
And Sarah. So let's kind of talk a little bit about NBA playoffs.
Yeah, we haven't in a while, and LeBron is out. So
Finally.
I mean, this is like a first and forever.
It's
right?
awesome, dude.
I mean, I think it's like the first time since like I want to say like 2010 where Steph and LeBron aren't in the finals.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like whenever the Heat started their run is when the first year like that LeBron was in, and then after it was LeBron, Steph, LeBron, Steph, LeBron, Steph, LeBron,
yeah,
Steph,
they were
LeBron.
going for a while.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting this year. I know
Yeah.
we said it last year when we first started the podcast. We were like, we got some new teams in the finals, but I think this year it's going to be even more interesting because, like you said, and have been saying, the Suns are just different this year.
Suns
You've
are
been
having
saying that since
Suns
the
are
beginning
having
of the
fun.
year. Yeah, man. You've been saying that since the beginning of the year.
Dude, I love that young core. D-Book
then-
and Ayton, and then Chris Paul. The
Chris
veteran.
Paul coming in.
He's
yeah.
so good.
He really has like almost reinvented himself.
Literally,
with
yeah.
the Suns.
He's
yeah.
so good.
Yeah, he's great. It's been exciting to see.
I
that.
hope they win.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'd be happy for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're playing Denver right now.
And they're up 1-0. So I
On-
think on
yeah,
Wednesday, as of Wednesday.
on the
so
Joker and
yeah,
all them.
the
down in
MVP,
Denver.
Mr.
Yeah,
MVP.
Mr. MVP.
So that's a great series. And you got Utah, who is trying to take care of business. They're one of the big competitors out west right now.
Yeah, I mean, with the Lakers out, they're the biggest competitor, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be them, Denver, Suns in the finals. Has to be.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I'm
wouldn't-
with you there.
I don't think the Clippers can do it.
I don't think the Clippers have it either.
Yeah. So, and then in terms of the East, can anyone take down the Nets, or are they just going to walk into
They're
the
going to walk into the
championship?
finals.
Bucks are struggling with them.
Actually, I don't know. The 76ers maybe have a shot.
Only team with a chance, I'd say.
I think because you have Joel who can score as well as he has been.
Yeah.
And Simmons doesn't look bad, which is really all you can ask for from him.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
Sixers are great. I mean,
Yeah.
that was scary that they blew game 1 to the Hawks, but just Trae Young is on a tear.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there. But, you know,
I mean, we saw what he did to the New York Knicks.
yeah, dude, and everybody hates on him so hard right
No,
now.
he's
but
good.
He's public enemy number 1. but, like,
Especially walking down New York, I wouldn't want to be Trae Young.
yeah. People, even when, dude, there was this video I saw on TikTok. It was like in high school, he was in the state championship, and everyone was yelling, overrated. And then in the Knicks years, everyone was yelling, fuck Trae Young, fuck Trae Young. And he loves it. He's got
Yeah.
that chip on his shoulder.
He seems
and
like the
comes
type
up
of guy that feeds off that.
and he just plays in the big moments and
Yeah.
just cashes in. And so I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just hope somebody, for the first time in a long time, I'm a Western Conference rooter.
Yeah.
Because I've never wanted Golden
Honestly-
State or the Lakers to win as of like recent. So honestly, I want Utah or the Suns. So,
I can't believe I'm fucking saying this. I'm rooting for Philly.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hate.
I'm
to
rooting
see
for Philly. I wouldn't be mad if the Nets made it just because, like, you know, they used to be Jers. But
yeah, but I just hate that the team they have is so.
and I
like,
hate how
OP.
happy Nets fans get when the Celtics lose. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, you're going to the finals. Why do you care so
Like
much?
Nets, congrats that you're there and the Celtics are out. But like, you're old news to us. We don't like care about you guys the way they care about us.
Exactly. We
Exactly.
don't.
So it's like
rent free, baby. That's
Exactly.
what we say.
We
We're in
have-
their heads rent free.
we have bigger fish to fry.
Yeah,
We're in their heads rent for you, right?
I am.
You were right about that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. No. So it's just chill with that.
Yeah, chill. I said it before the Celtics lost. You
yeah.
gotta chill
I don't
with it.
care.
You gotta
I just
chill
don't
with it.
like watching like KD, Kyrie, and Harden all buddy just like murking on teams. Like that's not fun for anyone.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's very fun either.
You
If we
know?
had Maselli here, he'd be shitting on it.
Yeah.
He hates that.
I hate that super team gang up bullshit.
Yeah, it's a little played out at this point.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
But yeah, I'm pulling for the 76ers
Yeah, out of the East, I'd like to see the 76ers, but I hope Utah.
or the Suns.
Or the
I like
Suns.
the Suns.
You let Utah get something in their life. Like Utah never wins anything in
Yeah.
any sport.
They got crushed by the Bulls back in the 90s, and nowadays they just lose in the semis.
Back in the Stockton days.
Yeah, the Stockton and Malone days.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Carl.
that was
Carl.
that was a great time of basketball.
Yeah.
We weren't alive,
Arguably
but
the best time.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. Replays,
Replays.
you know,
Highlights.
The Last Dance.
Yeah, literally. That's where most people got their biggest doses of 80s and 90s basketball.
That's true. Yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah. They have this show called Around the NBA that they used to have, where old players from the 80s and 90s would come and talk, and they play like B-roll of games while they talk. It was pretty
Yo,
cool.
did you see that they're doing like a Last Dance type thing for Jeter? Which is interesting.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be good.
yeah. I don't really care.
It's fair.
I was never a Derek Jeter fan.
Yeah, neither was I. I'm a Red Sox fan, but I just think it's gonna be interesting to talk about like because a lot of people said that him and A-Rod had like problems in the
They
locker.
had huge beef.
Yeah, so I'm excited to like
because
get
A-Rod's a piece of shit.
obviously, but I'm excited to like hear their perspectives.
But
and,
I
like,
also
other
think
teammates'
Jeter's
perspectives.
probably a piece of shit. You know
No,
what I mean?
I don't think that. I think Jeter's
Like not a piece of shit, but like he's definitely not as goody as he's like portrayed to be.
I don't
Like,
know Derek Jeter, so I
You
can't.
know,
say-
like for example, it's like Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady is presented so goody, but he's still like an asshole.
maybe
you know what I mean?
Maybe
Like-
so, but I'm just excited to see what unfolds in this documentary.
Yeah, I'd see a David Ortiz one.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be sick. They're doing one like that for Kobe. I know that.
Yeah, they have.
Tom
to.
Brady's doing one which will be exciting.
Yeah,
but
ESPN does them
since
so
Tom
well.
left, I really don't care as much.
Yeah,
I don't know how you feel about that. Yeah, like I don't care. Like obviously I rooted for him in the Super Bowl, but like
I still care considering he gave me like my entire football like success. And
yeah,
fandom.
I know, but like I just like I don't know. I just find myself caring less and less, especially about him off the field. Like what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
guess.
Like,
I guess that
just-
makes sense.
I don't give a shit.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not my quarterback.
Yeah, we have Cam Newton and Mac Jones.
Cam Newton, baby.
Joy.
No, we got Cam Newton, baby.
Yeah.
Slugger.
Yeah.
All right.
So get on the website and buy the merch, guys. That stuff is awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. We had some people cop some Klein Corners T-shirts for Klein's birthday.
Yeah, that was cool.
Love it.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we got merch. We got podcast coming next week. Probably we
Follow Instagram, subscribe.
got so much
YouTube.
shit coming out.
Yeah, documentary film.
Yeah, that came out yesterday.
Yeah,
So check it all out.
yeah. All right, guys.
It's been a blast.
Take care. See ya for episode 29.
What's up, guys? Just wanted to say thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check out all of our other stuff. We got Behind the Bench, you got clips, you got full interviews. Check it all out and be sure to subscribe. Thank you for the support, and we will see you next Thursday.